I'm at Phillips auction house in central London, where Sylvia Anderson is putting some of her most famous creations under the hammer. Behind me you can see Joe 90, Captain Scarlet, and a man who looks something like a vicar. I'm sure we'll find out more about him a little bit later on. Also with me is Glow Thorogood, who's a member of the Fandersons.
Yeah, Fanderson.
And who are the Fandersons?
They're a fan club of all the series that were made by the Andersons.
Which one was the blonde? Because I had a bit of a thing about the blonde one.
The one in the spaceship?
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, that was Alan. Yeah, I'm afraid I thought he was a bit of a brat. He was too young for me.
There are no wires attached.
Not anymore, no, because, I mean, you can imagine they would get tangled in the meantime, and they were incredibly thin. So, I mean, you can see the holes in some of them where the wires were attached.
I hope you enjoy today. I hope it's not too heartbreaking for you. If somebody tries to take Lady Penelope off to Monte Carlo or something, you're not going to throw yourself at her, are you?
No. No, I'm far too sensible for that.
As you can see, there's an awful lot of interest for the auction that's going on here at Phillips today. Sylvia Anderson is putting some of her most famous puppets under the hammer, and with me is Keegan Harrison from Phillips. You're the toy expert, toy specialist here today.
Toy specialist, yes.
Is this a very exciting day for you?
This is about as exciting as it gets in the world of toys, yes. This is a tremendous day for all of us here.
So is it just Sylvia Anderson's puppets that you're flogging today?
Primarily, there are 4 of her puppets. There's also Mary Turner and John Reed have put in a Marina puppet, and also a collection of 80 heads and bits and pieces from the various shows.
These magnificent puppets, how much are you expecting them to go for?
Well, the cheapest one is Stanley Unwin, who's at 8,000 to 12,000.
I actually thought that was Lady Penelope, but it's not, is it? It's
No,
Marina.
from Stingray, yes.
And what about little dinky Joe 90? How much is he going to go
We're
for?
expecting him to fetch about £13,000.
Right, and what about these heads here? These rather gruesome looking heads.
Well, this is Mary Turner's collection. It's basically 80 heads, most of which are what's called revamps, which are just extras they used in the shows, but there are some identifiable characters. We've got most of the angels, we've got about 6 captains, and a set of heads from Supercar, the first series.
How much will the heads go for?
Well, they're a bit more affordable than the puppets. They kind of range from about £80 up to about £400.
As you can see, the auction is now going on around me. Lady Penelope has just been placed on the podium by Sylvia Anderson herself, and I'll swear she has a tear in her eye. The room is packed. They're expecting to get £25,000 for Lady Penelope. I suspect that they'll succeed.
We start with lot 1. The lady I'm sure you all know by now, Lady Penelope. Phillips and Thunderbirds are now go. It's on the book at £11,000. Any advance on £11,000? 12,000. 13,000. 14,000. 24,000. 25,000. Any advance on 30,000? It's on the telephone. I'll sell at 30,000. All done at 30,000. Last chance now at £30,000. All done at 30,000. It's on the telephone. It's towards the back of the room now at £18,000. Any advance on £18,000? All done at 18,000. Last chance at 18,000. Joe 90. All done with it at 9,000. Any advance? Marina from Stingray. All done at 10,000. Is there any advance? All done with it at £80.
Sylvia, can I just ask you briefly, how are you feeling?
I really don't know how I feel at this stage. I mean, it's just happened, so I guess when I go home tonight and see the empty places, I might feel a bit sad about this.
May I just ask you, could you just do a bit of Lady Penelope's voice?
I think one could cheerfully say that this is the sale of the century. So, FAB.